Hello, good afternoon, or good evening, or good night to everybody. Welcome to the Primetime Gorehound. I am Primetime James Timms, and this is the Mr. Gorehound himself, Paul. So I almost called you Paul Blart. Sorry, I just watched that.
That's happened before. Don't worry.
Oh my goodness, but Paul, how the hell are you?
Oh, doing good, man. Had a very hectic, busy week, and just been chilling out. And we've had some really nice weather here for a change. It's just like that's the weather we've been waiting for. So if the weather holds out tomorrow, I don't know. I might treat myself to a day out and get some snapshots, of the nice, cool beach view.
Cool. Looking really good.
Oh, hang on. Microphone's being a bitch already. Damn you, microphone. Hang on. How about now? Yeah, it's still doing it. But all right. Well, while James fix it, I'll just I'll go ahead and say about this Nightmare on Elm Street, guys. This is the 1984 horror movie that actually put New Line Cinema Studio on the map. I guess a lot of people, you could say, nicknamed this the house that Freddy built. And as you know, it was written and directed by Wes Craven. And there's a little bit of a story about this. I can tell you a little backstory about how this idea for Nightmare on Elm Street happened. This is for those who didn't know. It turns out that Wes Craven read an article. Oh, hey, what's that, James?
That's
Still there?
oh.
Oh, it's all right. I caught you just a bit then.
All right. How about now?
I hear you good now.
Go ahead, Paul.
All right, Wes is saying, the idea that this came about for Wes Craven was, for those who don't know, he came across a news article where some dude, I think it was in China this happened, where there was this person who was afraid to go asleep. And no matter what his parents tried to do to try and get him to go to sleep, it wouldn't work. They tried to get him sleeping pills, but he had this tendency to hide his sleeping pills in his pillow sack. Then underneath his bed, he had a coffee maker with God knows how much amount of coffee. Like, he was really fucking terrified to go to sleep. One night, this person went to sleep, so they thought, oh, okay, he finally got himself sleep. So they put him in this bed. And then later on in that evening, they could hear him screaming like blue fucking murder. And when they got to him, he was thrashing about in his bed, and then he just went silent and just died. So this person knew something was going to kill him in his sleep if he was asleep. And that's how the idea for this came about in Wes Craven's mind.
Well, actually, there's actually more to that story.
Oh, go for it.
Well, more of the inspiration to Nightmare on Elm Street. The look of Freddy. Wes Craven was a kid, and then he was looking outside his window, and he saw this homeless man who had on, a fedora, trench coat. I think it was a red sweater, and
nice.
Wes was a little kid. He lived in a 2-story house, and he just looked outside. The homeless dude was going through the trash, and then for some reason, he said the homeless guy felt, also you feel someone looking at you, and he looking at him, and he turned his head, stared back and hit for like a good then the little West kind of just the old
He stared right at him. Holy shit.
When he was a kid.
Damn. So yeah, you get that feeling where somebody is staring at you and you just look right at them. And I'm guessing that happened without warning for Wes. And I'm guessing that made one hell of a lasting impression on him, freaked him out, I'm guessing. I mean, I'd be the same way too if I saw somebody like that just stare a hole right through you, thinking they wouldn't notice you, and all of a sudden, bang, there he was staring right at you, like a Sixth Sense type of thing. Hold on, there, guys. Sorry to hear about something about James's phone again. You still there, dude?
I'm here.
Uh, yeah, I can hear you just barely, but it's the thing keeps breaking out, man. I don't know. This must be the whole thing with the phone. What?
Saying was what I was saying was that, and also, and Freddy Krueger was the name of the kid that bullied us when he was in.
Oh wow! So the kid that bullied Wes Craven was named after. Wow.
Yeah, Freddy Krueger.
Hold on a second. Phone's still breaking out, dude. I apologize here,
I
folks.
hate this.
I know. But yeah, I heard what you said though when you said about how the kid that bullied Wes was named after the same person on here. Hang on, I think he's still trying to fix his phone here, guys. Because he told me earlier that he's trying to do this through the phone. So tech issues, man. I don't know why this happens, man. I'll just see what's going on in the chat while you do that. Yeah, what Logan here says, the war between James and the microphone continues. Yeah, unfortunately, trying to get that sorted out, dude. But yeah, Logan, it's true. I mean, that was the two inspirations that happened during the making of this film project that Wes Craven put together here. And also, this is for anyone. I only just found this out as well. I mentioned this a little bit last week, but
How do I sound now?
You sound good. I just hope the phone fucking plays ball, dude. But you sound okay now.
All right. But yes. So there was a lot of things that happened in Wes Craven's life. He incorporated into this story. So yes. Super Logan says the bully story makes Freddy even more scary. Yes, indeed. But
yeah, go on.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was going to say, and also, and this is going to put a smile on James' face because I kind of mentioned this last week when it came to Halloween, but last year, this movie was selected for preservation in the National Films Registry by the Library of Congress for being culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant. So this is the newest one that entered the list last year.
As it should. It should.
So it's in there with films like Halloween, Alien, Terminator, Saving Private Ryan, Indiana Jones. There's a long list, but I just know some of them.
All right. Well, I am watching this on HBO Max, and you say you're watching this on Amazon?
Yeah, I got it on Prime. I had to rent it because my DVD copy is unfortunately fucked after many years of watching it, so I'm gonna have to get a Blu-ray upgrade pretty soon.
All right, and yeah, I'm at the point where you see that big, that thin red line, like the old school New Line Cinema logo. Yep. Like they say, the house Freddy built. So
did it?
Yeah, because New Line Cinema was an up and coming film studio. It wasn't until Freddy, that made New Line what it is today.
Yeah, it was one of the first films that they produced, along with films like Stunts, Polyester, and Alone in the Dark.
Yes, indeed. All right, so I'm gonna go through the rules. All right, gonna press, go 1, 2, 3, play. When I say play, you press play. Once again, once we go 1, 2, 3, play. When we say play, you press play.
And if you don't press play, you're gonna find yourself getting sucked into your bed and have blood shooting out of it.
Oh no! Oh no! Johnny Depp. Remember him?
Yep. And this was his first movie.
Very first film.
Mm-hmm.
But of course this. Okay. All right. Well, about to. All right. Here we go. You ready?
Nachos at the ready. Let's do this.
All right. Hopefully the chat is ready. Like I said, feel free to watch along with us and comment along with us as well. And for those watching live or in the archive, and let's get this started in 3, 2, 1, play.
We're in
All right, from New Line Cinema.
Yep.
And then we get we see Freddy walking. I don't know if that's Robert Englund, but we see Freddy walking, grabbing the bag, and one of the most creepy ass openings in horror history.
Yeah, I mean, this is him putting together the infamous glove.
Yep, him building the glove. Yep. And think about this, Paul. You know, like imagine in 1984. You know, like the slasher genre is booming.
Yep.
And then you see this, and then this is the first thing you see, him building this weapon, and you're like, can you imagine being like in 1984? You're like, yo, what the fuck is that? What the fuck did he just create?
Yeah, I was like looking at that when I first saw this for the first time. I'm thinking to myself, Jesus, this guy's creating something that's literally built for death and destruction. You don't want to get caught into that.
Oh God! And Nightmare on Elm Street, and I love when Freddy goes, "Ha!" Like he's so proud of his invention.
Oh yeah. And another thing too, I'm guessing when people saw this, when they saw that bit with him setting the glove, they must have thought at first, "Oh, this is probably like the other slasher movies." But then later on, we realized there's something a whole lot different to this.
Such a great opening. Such a great and creepy opening.
And that creepy ass basement or wherever the fuck it is they're at, man. It suits the scene perfectly.
And introducing Johnny Depp.
Yep, this was the film where he started his career, man.
You see, and little stuff like that, you hear him going, Tina, like, oh, so creepy.
Yeah, like right off the bat, he's fucking with him.
And then when we see the goat, which the boiler room.
Oh, there he was.
You see, like that, like that. You're like, oh, what the fuck is that? Like,
yeah, it was like a blink you miss it moment. I mean, just everything about the look of this movie, the feel of it, just, We're not even 5 minutes in, and already you're like pretty much glued to this.
You're invested like immediately.
Yeah, there he is down there laughing his ass off. Yeah, Charles Bernstein, that's who did the music for this. I mean, the 80s score, but that music, just the ominous vibe of it, man.
I will say, like the score, I will say it rivals Halloween. Like it's just as creepy, just as unsettling as Halloween is.
Without a doubt. Oosh. Just, man.
And I love this, and as we know, this ain't the first time Wes does this. But you think that Tina here, Amanda Weiss, you think she's going to be the final girl?
Yeah, but that's not the case.
Oh, great start.
Fucking loved it, man. And I'm gonna go ahead and say it, but that crucifix on your wall ain't gonna save you from Freddy.
And just going back to that scene when she's running from Freddy and she looked like she's running like in slow motions. That's how nightmares be.
Exactly. Just those nightmarish situations, and I'm pretty sure we've had those kind of nightmarish situations when we sleep, and whether we realize it or not. Yes, Logan, that's true. Johnny Depp was in a movie called Platoon, which is actually one of my favorite war films.
Yeah, but there's great song.
Oh yeah.
3, 4, better lock your door. 5, 6, grab a crucifix. Oh, so good.
Never
so good.
Again. Well, at least we know it's in California. You can tell by the license plate.
Oh yeah. And this when we meet our cast of characters here. Tina.
This man, fucking Johnny Depp's unrecognizable in this film.
And this is probably low key killing him because his character's supposed to be like this jock / preppy character. When knowing what we know now of Johnny Depp, he's the complete opposite of that.
Oh, yeah, he's the polar opposite of what you see here.
Like, it was probably low key just killing Johnny playing this role.
Yeah, he must have been like, man, I wish I was the rocker dude.
And funny story, because we talked about New Nightmare. In the scene of New Nightmare when Heather Langkamp's husband dies, and you see like the other cast members of the previous Nightmare films in a very brief cameo role.
Oh yeah.
They asked Wes Craven, why didn't you bring Johnny? And Wes said the reason why he didn't call Johnny because at that point Johnny was a big star, so he thought Johnny was not going to want to do it.
Yeah,
and then apparently years down. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
At the time New Nightmare came out, he was hot off the success of that movie biopic Ed Wood. Right.
So then apparently Johnny got word of this, and he called Wes, and he just simply asked Wes like why didn't you call me? I would have done it.
Man, I'm guessing one of a few things happened. Either it was a case of he didn't know Johnny was going to be down for doing it, or maybe Johnny Depp's agent, because as you know, during the 90s, people wanted to steer clear of horror movies back then. You know what I mean? So I'm guessing his agent turned around and be like, no, you don't want to do that.
No, I think it was because Wes was unsure about what Johnny wanted to do.
Yeah. I mean, if I was in that situation, it wouldn't matter how big of a star I would have been. If they said, hey, you want to come back and do this? You fucking damn right I'll be back there to do it. Even if it's just one day.
Well, Johnny, he came back for Freddy's Dead. So I don't understand why Wes got that impression.
I don't know either, man. I think I don't know, maybe it's that perception of, when people get massively famous, I guess it's a case. He's unsure of whether he'd be wanting to do it or not, because, the whole reputation thing and, how people are when it comes to seeing people going back to doing a certain film that they're kind of like, maybe they shouldn't do that. There's all those like perceptions of how people react to that kind of shit. It's like pot meets kettle with some of those things sometimes.
No, yeah, for the longest time, Kevin Bacon didn't want to acknowledge Friday the 13th until recently.
Yeah, but we all know he was in it. I mean, look, like if my movie career started off in a big movie like a Hollywood horror movie, a Scream or Friday the 13th or a Nightmare on Elm Street, dude, I would never be ashamed of it. Never. I'd be like, you know what? Yeah, that's what happened. Happy to be a part of it, and I wouldn't trade it for nothing else.
But that just goes to show how cool Johnny Depp is.
Yep. And it's crazy because Heather, her and her husband now runs a pretty successful makeup effects movie studio now, and I found out that they were also involved in the makeup effects for the 2004 remake of Dawn of the Dead.
Nice.
So that's why the effects were so damn good. I actually liked how good those effects were in that film.
Now, this is when you kind of see the transition from thinking that Tina's character. Oh, wait, where are you at now, Paul?
I am now. Let's see.
Like what scene?
48. I'm at the bit where Johnny Depp's outside checking it out.
Okay, yeah. Now we start to see the transition of thinking, oh, maybe Tina's not the final girl because Nancy just says she's getting the same dreams. So this has been going on for a while.
Yeah. And I'll guarantee you, I bet you people back then were thinking, what's going on? Because you can hear the scraping noise. So you think, okay, the guy's definitely real. And then you just realize later on, it's like, oh, shit. You're not safe sleeping.
Well, you're not safe sleeping, but we don't know that yet. Like, we're still kind of like,
that's what I mean.
We're still kind of like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, that's what I mean. People didn't realize because people must have thought when they saw this, they must have thought, oh, it must be something like Friday the 13th or Halloween. And then later on, they realized, and it's like, oh shit. It's that same kind of feeling I had when you remember when the first Final Destination movie came out. I initially thought that was going to be a slasher movie, but then after that premonition scene, you kind of put two and two together, and I was like, oh shit. So that's who's after them. Well, they're about to score in bed.
Look, man. I didn't blame. Listen, I don't blame Johnny Depp. Look, I've been frustrated as hell too.
I know, right?
Like, listen, I'm like listen. You gonna sleep in one room? I'm gonna sleep on the couch. I gotta listen to fucking Rod and Tina fucking upstairs, man. I'd be so pissed.
Yeah, I would just be like, damn, I want to get some sleep. Can you just like tone it down? All right, fine.
I would have been an asshole.
Yeah, I would have been at this point. I would have been like, oh fuck this. Where's my Walkman? You know,
morality sucks. I agree. Well, it sounds so overacted too.
That's true.
Like, nobody sounds like that when they're having sex.
Well, this was the 80s, dude.
It's kind of weird too. Because isn't Tina's character supposed to be like 15, 16?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, not Amanda Weiss herself, but her character, and it's like, okay, it's a little uncomfortable.
Let's see how old Amanda is right. Amanda is 61, so count back 38 years. Yeah, count back 38 years. So that's how long it's been since this came out. So she must have been about.
Jungle Man fix Jane. And I'm like, oh Jesus Christ! Now see, even Rod, even Rod, kind of alluded to it. He's like no nightmares for the both of us.
Yeah,
like he kind of alluded to it.
Yeah, he doesn't want to admit it though, because given the type of character he is. Well, there's your first sign right there.
Oh, the music's so good.
I know.
So uncomfortable.
I know. It's just so good how they put it together with the music. Oh, I love it. That score.
All right, where are you at now, Paul?
I'm at the bit where she's just waking up. Tina is. We're now 12 minutes and 58 in.
All right, you're about 4 seconds ahead of me. Now this scene here is so fucking good, bro. Like throwing the pebble at the wall, throwing the pebble at the mirror, at the window. And you go, Tina, like just
like he is just straight up fucking with her at this point.
And there's a moment, Paul, when she go outside, and then he'll go, Tina, and then he'll go, Tina. Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, it's like it starts off like that innocent voice, and then it just goes to that demonic type voice that he gets going on. That's another thing about Freddy Krueger in this one. It's like you heard a little bit of both. You could hear Robert Englund's actual voice, and then you hear that more demonic version of him later on. You're just like, fucking A,
I think there's a reason.
Oh shit!
When we get to it, great, so good, and it's practical. Man. I think that's actually Robert Englund going through the little rubber wall there.
It is, yeah. That's so good how they did that. I mean, okay, it's practical effects, but look how effective that was.
It's so good.
Still, yeah, to this day, 38 years on, and it still looks great.
It wasn't until fucking the remake where they CGI'd it, and it looked terrible. They recreated that scene. It was in CGI, and it looked god awful.
I saw the remake in the cinema when it first came out because, again, I was looking forward to seeing it because of who was going to be playing Freddy. And don't get me wrong, they had the right guy to be the guy to replace Robert Englund, but They didn't give him a lot to do, and I just felt it could have been a lot better, but it was a missed opportunity. To me, it was. Some moments it was good, yeah. Overkill on some of the CG, mind you, especially with the fucking wall.
Yeah, I think right here. Now I'm at 14:53 in. Where are you at, Paul?
I am now 15:13.
What the? Okay, but did you see it? But did you see it, Paul? Where he was like, Tina, Tina. They go, Tina.
Yes. She's saying, "Who the hell is that?" Okay, she's venturing out the yard.
Yeah, man, the wife. She could get it. She could get it. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, here we go.
And again, oh my God! Look how Freddy's presented here. He's in shadow. You don't get a good look at him. Oh, the arms stretching out.
And that scraping noise, man. You might want to wake up.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah, that's a classic line, dude.
And again, we still don't know what is going on. Like who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, it's like, yo, how did he get from there all of a sudden? Like, what the fuck? And then there.
I love this. Tina, watch this. Robert Englund's face. Like, you can tell Robert Englund is having a ball playing this character.
Relishing this. I mean, I would be too if I was playing this.
It's and this is one of the most iconic deaths in horror history right here.
Oh, I love that with the skin coming off. Yeah, this death right here, really good. Just that surreal fucking, like, whoa, this is not good type vibe, you know what I mean? They try to recreate it on the remake, which was all right, but can't beat the original one sometimes. I mean, ooh.
Oh, shit.
That was a nasty fucking slice up right there.
And just again, imagine seeing this, like for
the first time.
For the first time, bro. Like it is legit terrifying.
This freaked people out. I know this freaked Adam out. Like people were freaked the fuck out with this scene. I remember when I first saw this scene when I was a kid. I remember just like thinking to myself, what the hell is going on?
Mm-hmm.
And did you ever have that moment after watching this where you kind of think to yourself, I don't want to sleep right now?
Oh, absolutely. I remember I had a brother I had a brother who watched this movie, and he said, and my mother would tell me that he was legit scared to go to sleep.
Oh yeah. And he wouldn't be the only one either. I bet a lot of people, when they saw this the first time, were like, I don't want to sleep. I mean, because I remember when I saw this, I was just like, I didn't sleep for about maybe 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, man, this and it's relatable too, because like you have to sleep eventually. Like that's the scary thing. Like either way, you're never gonna get away from this guy.
Yeah, and also you got to worry about micro naps. Means you're sleeping, but you don't know it, even if you're awake.
Yeah, we see John Saxon, who 10 years prior did Black Christmas.
Yep. He was also in another 80s horror film called Cannibal Apocalypse.
Mm.
And of course, legendary Enter the Dragon.
But yeah, Tina's death, man, is just even to this very day, it's still disturbing to watch.
Yeah. I mean, this movie finds a new audience every time. And when they see it, they're like, holy shit. It's a timeless moment in that film. Wait a minute, is that Lynn Shane?
No, I don't think Lynn Shane still comes. No, she's the teacher in the high school.
Oh yeah, that's right. My bad. She almost looked alike.
And now, and also, you have to think about this too. It was probably crazy because everyone thought Tina was going to be the final girl, and to see her die off that early, like from the intro to see if Freddie built the glove to Tina's death, is fucking intense.
Exactly. I mean, the whole you think she's the first one, and then getting killed off like that was shocking, and we didn't see anything shocking like that again until Scream came around.
Did it better in Scream, but because Drew Barrymore was a bigger name, but yeah. So this was not something new with Wes Craven. We'll throw the fans off.
Yeah, he would always find a way to catch you out, and he's done that with nearly every film he's done. You know, he did it on The Last House on the Left. He did it with Hills Have Eyes. With this one. And People Under the Stairs. He's done a couple of surprises on each film he's done. I mean, even Shocker did it at one point.
Heather Langenkamp gives a really good performance here.
Oh yeah, definitely. She definitely had the acting chops, you know.
I will say Heather Langenkamp, Nancy, probably one of the more underrated final girls in horror. She does not get. I don't think she really gets the credit that she deserves.
Yeah, she deserves her seat at the table as well, man. Who the fuck's that guy? I always wondered who that dude was with the glasses. He's gone.
And imagine being Rod, bro. Like literally, you just had sex with your girlfriend, and then that happens. Like, I'd be scared to death.
Yeah, and now they think he's the dude that did it, and he's not.
And people used to talk shit like, why is he just not doing anything? Why is he just like, well, what can you do? And plus, he's in shock.
Yeah. How are you going to explain to the cops that your girlfriend was literally scaling the ceiling on her own and get a slash mark out of nowhere, and there's no fucking murder weapon in sight?
And bled to death. Like, how do you explain that?
Yeah. That must suck running on that road barefoot. You know that's going to hurt.
Yeah, he looks like so. Yeah, you could tell. You could tell he has not slept at all. Like you could tell that
he's too scared to sleep.
Using his daughter as bait.
Yeah, that's the thing. Sometimes when your relative's a cop, they can be a dick sometimes. Oh, there's Lynn Shane. Yeah, right. She was a teacher. She's been in a whole heap of movies after this one as well.
She has, yeah. Her icon herself.
Yeah, I mean, she was recently in those. Even though I'm not very keen on those like ghost movies, but Insidious. I mean, she put on a pretty good role in those films.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, Paul. This scene gave me nightmares, bro. Because she's in school. You think at school, okay, you're safe, you know. But even in school, you could get got, and you don't even know and we don't even know that she's dreaming yet.
No, I mean, you see, she's got like one eye open. Well, now she's closed, but you wouldn't think that she was going through a bad dream bit right here. I mean, we've all dozed off in class before. We've been there. We've done it.
I did it too much.
I did it more than once myself, dude. I'm in the same boat. And then you wake up and fucking see this next to you.
That's so fucking creepy.
Like, your friend bloodied in a fucking body bag. That'll fuck your day up.
I will say this, Paul. Like this, and I will say Nightmare 2 are two of the most scariest versions of Freddy out there.
Dude, without a doubt. I think those two movies, the first two movies were definitely Freddy Krueger at his most menacing and at his most sadistic. And then I guess, from part 3 onwards, they wanted to add a little bit of a humor to his character. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but
there was a nice balance where we got the wisecracking Freddy, but he still had that intimidation thing, though. Like, it was a nice balance. It wasn't until 4 on when they kind of went a little overboard with it.
No, I think part 6 is when they went off the fucking rails. I mean, there was a little bit of seriousness in, like 4 and 5, but part 6 was just completely off the fucking rails, dude.
Did you run to the hall monitor yet?
Yeah.
No running in the hallways.
I see a woman like that with the same sweater with a pair of gloves like that. I'm like, yeah, I'm out of here. See ya. School.
But here's one thing I noticed, Paul, in the beginning of the movie. Notice where Freddy's just a straight up creep in the beginning of the film. He's like Tina, no running in the hallway. Even as he's not the he's not that Freddy yet. He's like like you'll hear it here when he's in the boiler room. Like he's different. He's like I love that. I love that.
Yeah, but back to what you were saying, man. I mean, in this one, he was just fucking creepy.
Yeah, just creepy. Like you could tell before he became what he became that he was a creep. Like you just get that. Now there's that alternate, where they say where they wanted to go with the Freddy character, about what he would do, before he got burned. Yeah. But they don't go all the way with it until the remake, but just the little thing that he does, you could just tell that the guy was a huge fucking creep.
Yeah. I was just thinking about this as well, now that you just brought that up. If they ever did an origin story of that, I would be down for seeing it if they went there. And that's another thing. Yeah, when you look at Freddy's makeup there, his face is all fucking fried, but yet when he lifts his shirt up, it's like, there's no burns. It's like, what?
Yeah, did you hear Freddy? You hear Freddy? He's like, like just
yeah, like he is like a kid in the candy store right now with this.
Oh, the music! Oh, the music is so good.
Yep, I just love that '80s vibe with this music. It definitely fits the time perfectly, man. Freddy, you creepy fuck.
He's like, I'm coming to get you.
Look at that smile on his face. He's got a big shit-eating grin and everything, dude.
Come to Freddy. Robert Englund he's so good. He is so good in this role.
Oh yeah, definitely. He was like having an absolute blast in this film.
Now you could say, Paul, that a lot of people like to say as the movies went on, like the nightmares in this scene, the nightmares in this movie feel like real nightmares. Where in the later films, of course, it had to be, big and extravagant with it, but they say these nightmares truly feel like actual nightmares.
Yeah, like you would like some of these nightmares. I guess for some people, I guess they could relate to because maybe they had a nightmare that was similar to that. You know what I mean? But yeah, like you're saying, these nightmares on here felt like real, genuine, like it's something you would see in your head in your sleep if you're not careful. And of course, like you said, they did have to get more when the budgets got bigger, when the movies got more successful. Of course, they were going to make them more extravagant and make them more out there. I think the most out there nightmare scene in the series, for me at least, was probably on part 4, where it was on a loop.
But that didn't bother me though. That did not bother me though, because even in this movie, it shows that Freddy can fuck with you even in the real world.
Yeah, but I think the one hellish scene I saw in part 4, probably when that girl turns into a bug.
I thought thought that was cool.
It was really cool. I mean, the effects on that was gnarly as shit, but it was just, I don't know.
The one that bothered me, even though, like, I may be the only one, but I don't mind Freddy's dead because I'm a fan of Robert Englund, and if Robert Englund's having fun, I'm gonna have fun. But
exactly.
But the scene when he's playing the video game, he's like, he's like, you forgot the power glove, and it's like, okay, all right.
Yeah. I think the funniest Freddy nightmare for me had to be the one with part 3 with the fucking TV. I just love the way it builds up to it. It's like you got the TV and he's like, yeah, can I ask you something? Yeah, go ahead. Who gives a fuck what you think? And I was just laughing my ass off seeing that. Welcome to Primetime, bitch.
Oh man, that's
But despite whether these films had critical success or not, there's no denying that the nightmare scenes in each movie were just so fucking cool. That was the cool thing about them in these series, man.
Agreed.
I mean, they were just
hundreds.
Oh, he's talking about. Now she looks like she just saw a ghost with that description. She's like, oh shit, that's who I saw.
Now it's starting to sink into Nancy. Like now it's like, okay, something's going on here.
Yeah. Like, what's the deal? Now she knows something's going down. Mm-hmm.
And I'll say this, Paul, and I will say this: Heather Langenkamp's Nancy, I could see her playing Laurie in Halloween.
Yeah,
I could see it. I could see it. It's just now Halloween fans, just don't go crazy. But I'm just saying, like just the innocence that both Jamie Lee and to their characters, like I could see it.
Yeah, agreed. Oh, this fucking nightmare scene, man. I would never sleep in the bathtub after seeing this. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna make sure I'm awake during this.
Now once again, 1984. You've never seen anything like this, and just imagine how freaking out how people were when they saw the hand coming out the bathtub.
I bet they were like, "Fuck this, I'm out," And they tried to think about this as well. They tried to do this on the remake, but they never fucking went as far as this one did. You just had the hand come up, go down. That was it. You didn't see it getting pulled under like this.
And I think this film was filmed, and I think in not Robert Englund, Wes Craven's swimming pool.
Yeah, that is true. I did read up on that in the production. That's exactly where it happens.
And again, you barely see Freddy. You go like
yeah. It's, yeah, I hear him laughing. That creepy son of a bitch.
Okay, and a nice little Heather Langenkamp side boob there.
Yep. Nothing wrong with that type of shot.
And Heather Langenkamp's she's a good looking woman. I think she looks better in New Nightmare. But she's a good looking woman.
Even at 57, she's looking good.
Yeah, she's aged nice.
Yep. I'm going to see what movie she's been up to. What she's been up to in movies. I know she does effect stuff, but let me see what she's been doing.
You'll probably barely find anything. She hasn't really done movies like that.
All right, here's what I know. She was in Star Trek Into Darkness in 2013. Then she was in something called Home, which is like a American horror drama film. Ironically enough, she was playing as Heather. The Sub, which is a short horror film. Then she was in Hellraiser Judgment. I actually do have that film. It's actually not too bad. And then the next one she did after that was, oh shit. You really want to know what she did last year?
What did she do last year?
My Little Pony. Anyway, moving on.
Hey, good for her.
Oh, Evil Dead on TV.
Shout out to the Evil Dead.
That's giving me some ideas. Gears are turning. Oh yeah, that new one's coming out later this. I think it's later this year, isn't it? Evil Dead Rise. Yep, Johnny Depp creeping up. This is how people sneaked in back in the day, folks. We had to you had to climb the side entrance, well, the side grass bit, so you can get in through the window. Because of course, you know the parents are not going to let them in during the night. So.
And Johnny, he just wants some ass. That's really all he wants.
Yeah. He just wants to score. What's wrong with that?
He just wants to score. That's really all he wants in this movie is to score.
Yeah. He came close at one point.
Well, I don't think he ever. I don't think he did. I don't think he had a chance.
Nope. He definitely didn't.
But yeah, but but Heather Langenkamp, you know, like this and Dream Warriors. You know, I fucking hate how she dies in Dream Warriors and in New Nightmare. I mean, it wasn't the fact that Nancy died herself. It was how she died. Like, they made her look so fucking stupid in her death. It's like, Nancy, you know better. You really believe your father will just cross over, you know, from the afterlife to say one last goodbye to you? You should know better than that.
Yeah, but I guess it was, you know, it was a case of, well, he's using her emotions against her. But
I guess it was not. I don't think it was a smart idea.
No, she should have known better. I mean, this is Freddy Krueger we're talking about here.
Exactly. But New Nightmare made up for it. So
that's true. And it's funny because New Nightmare, a lot of, you know, like I said, it was during the 90s where slasher movies were pretty much near extinction during the 90s. I mean, the only two horror movie characters that were still doing shit during that early 90s was Jason and Freddy Krueger. And of course, you had Curse of Michael Myers in 95, which was a year before Scream came around and changed everything.
You know, well, you also people got to remember this too, because people don't realize this, but they don't like to hear this. But the 80s was the slasher, you know, was slasher's year. The 80s.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And people don't understand this, but Jason and Freddy dominated the 80s.
Oh,
like
without
the
doubt.
80s was their decade. Now, I love me some Michael. I love Michael Myers, but people don't understand that Michael was non-existent in the 80s. Like, outside of Halloween 2, then Halloween 4 in 1988. But between that span, it was Jason and Freddy that was dominating.
Yeah, Jason and Freddy. These were the guys that were holding it. Let's put it like this. The 80s with these two, they were like the Saw movies. They kept coming.
Exactly. They were making money in the box office.
Everybody wanted a piece of it, and people wanted more because they were so, you know, Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street was coming up with such crazy shit. People wanted to see more and see where it was going to go next. People couldn't get enough of it. You know, they were like the hot potato thing back in the day.
And plus too, and they crossed over into the mainstream. They transcended horror. Like Will Smith did a whole song about Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on My Street. You know, Alice Cooper, you know, did a song for Jason. They transcended the horror genre. They became part of pop culture.
Yeah,
Michael didn't start becoming a part of pop culture until recently.
Yeah, think about this. You were saying about theme songs. I was just thinking about this. I was telling my friend this. Yeah, Alice Cooper did He's Back for Friday the 13th, Part 6. That's Jason's theme song. When you think of Nightmare on Elm Street, Part 3, Dream Warriors by Dukin, that's Freddy's theme song. And just when you're saying just recently, Michael Myers finally got his theme song when Halloween Kills came out. We had that song, Hunter's Moon by Ghost, which is such a fucking banger of a song, dude. So it's nice to see that Michael Myers finally got his theme song too. Ooh, fuck all that shit. Seeing the dead corpse again and oh shit. Bugs coming out.
Oh, and apparently that really happened. Like Amanda Wise was a trooper in that scene. Like she really had bugs on her and snakes on her feet and shit.
Yeah, she went for it. You know, that's what acting's about, man. You got to be really dedicated to go all the way with it.
Now you notice Freddy's voice is starting to get deeper now.
Yeah, I've noticed that too.
And I think the reason why that is because he's getting stronger and stronger as the movie progresses, because now his name's starting to get out there. You know, fear is starting to circulate, and that's what gives Freddy his power. Fear.
Exactly, yeah. It's the fear of his victims that feeds him.
Exactly. So that's why when people say, well, why does Robert Englund sound like normal in the beginning, but his voice gets deeper? I think because he's getting stronger and stronger as the movie goes on.
Exactly. I mean, when you think about it, what would you say, which movie would you say Freddy was at his most powerful? Some people are going to say definitely the first
one. Awesome. I'm sorry. That was awesome.
He got fucking physical in this one too. I will say that.
And then I love how he's tearing the pillow to shreds, creating that chaotic nature with the music and the feathers flying. Like, and then when she snaps out of it, you know, the room is normal again.
Yeah. I just love the way they did that, you know, make it all work like that. You were just sleeping, girl. And Glenn forgot to wake your ass up. So if you want to slap someone, go ahead and slap in.
Did she call him a little shit? I think she calls him a little shit.
You bastard is the one. She called him. You little shithead.
Yeah, you little shithead, yes.
He's like, oh, fuck it, gotta go.
I wish my girlfriend would call me a little shithead.
Maybe.
I got some frustration I got to bring out. Man, you gonna call me little shithead?
Yeah. Imagine that. Like, oh, you little shit over here.
And again, and notice, Paul, we still don't have a really good look at Freddy yet.
Exactly.
Like he's in darkness most of the time.
Yeah. And that's the way the majority of good horror movie characters should be presented.
Less is more.
Exactly. And it works for a guy like Freddy Krueger. And the same for Michael Myers, too. Especially that original one. Like, damn.
All right. Where are you at now, Paul? I'm at 40. Where are you at, Paul?
I am now 43, 36, and somebody's about to have a bad day with bed sheets.
All right, I'm at 40. Yeah, I'm at 43, 40, 30. Wait, 43, 46 or 36?
Checking right now. Do it again. 43, 50.
All right.
Seems like no matter how hard we try to sync it up, man.
I'm at 44 minutes.
I'm about to be a few seconds ahead of you still.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm about 7 seconds ahead of you.
Yep, and the poor Rod.
Poor bastard.
And I love how you could tell it's starting to take a toll on Nancy. That she's starting to get gray hairs now, and she's starting to look tired and lethargic.
Yep.
Like people, like I see people kind of talk shit about Haley Langenkamp's acting, and that's just like she seems so like she's wooden, and I'm just like, well, she's playing someone who hasn't slept.
Yeah. Plus she's gone a few days without sleep, so of course you're gonna look like shit.
Yeah, you're gonna look like shit, bro. Like you need sleep, bro.
Yeah, I mean, from what I understand, you can only do a few days without sleep until eventually your body's like, no, I'm done.
All right, now Paul, let me know when you're at 45:21.
All right. 45, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21.
All right, we're good. We're good.
When you think about it, he got off lightly when it came to being killed.
He did.
He got off pretty lightly.
I heard a story that actor who played Rod, I heard a story that he was high on coke during filming this movie.
I'm gonna check on that now. Hang on.
Like I heard that he was high all throughout filming.
What's his name again? Rod?
Yeah.
All right. Well, he's 58 right now, so he's still alive. Doesn't mention anything about it on here, but I'm guessing that must be a story that came out. He was in Vampire in Brooklyn, We Were Soldiers, that Mel Gibson. That was a good film. He was in Predator 2. I didn't realize that.
What was he in Predator 2?
Yeah, the guy that just died. He was in Predator 2. He played this detective.
No, but what did it say that he was in Predator 2?
He was Detective Dorikin. That was the character he played.
I gotta watch that again because Predator 2 is one of my favorite movies ever. So,
I fucking love Predator. I've got all four, and part 2 for me is my personal favorite. The original is a classic. People can say what they want about the third one. I actually kind of liked it. The fourth one. Here's the thing about the fourth one for me.
Okay, wait. So sorry to cut you off. But no, she's describing Freddy to them, and I was starting to creep into their minds that they know who she's talking about.
Yeah. Get us some help. That ain't gonna work. Tell her the fucking truth, boy.
They're in denial. They're starting to get. They're in denial now.
Yeah.
Because that is pretty scary. Like imagine like a relative having dreams about someone that you killed a long time ago.
Yeah, and then it comes back to bite him in the ass.
And there is the voice of Roger Rabbit.
That's him?
Yep, that's him. The sleep doctor.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's the voice of Roger Rabbit.
Good movie.
Oh, great movie.
They are actually going to do a sequel for that, by the way.
It's too late. It's too late.
I know, but they have been trying to get it for years, and they're actually getting the guy back to do Roger Rabbit again.
That's cute, but it's too late. It's too late.
Yeah.
And Bob Hoskins is dead too. Like it's no point. There's no point.
Yeah, I don't know what the story's going to be, but if it actually gets past early production stages, and if I see any shots, I'll let you know what I find if it does happen. They've been talking for years, man.
All right, man. All right.
You know how I am, man. I always got my ear to the ground with these things.
Yeah. I know. It's just that when I hear movies that happened like 30 years ago and they come out with a new one, it's like waited too fucking late. Coming to America 2 kind of solidified that with me.
Well, look at Mad Max. That one was a good example of one that actually turned out to be pretty good.
I really enjoy this scene here because she's in a sleep clinic and she's having a nightmare, but we don't see her. We don't see the nightmare.
No. I wouldn't even want to be in a sleep clinic right now.
Hey, dreams are pretty fascinating, man. Like me and me and Mark had a discussion. Me and Mark from the podcast had a discussion off air about dreams, and just the idea of it is just fascinating. Like how the fact that your brain can create little movies in your head while sleeping.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen my fair share of them when I'm sleeping. I mean, I think I might have told you about one a while back off the air, if I remember correctly. But it's definitely true. It is interesting to see where your imagination takes you while you're sleeping, you know?
I really love this scene where we're just seeing her sleep, and we're just seeing her reacting, and not, we don't see Freddy at all. Like it's so creepy. Freddy is genuinely terrifying in this film.
Yeah.
You hear the screeching, and Paul, just imagine seeing that, bro.
Oh, dude, what are you gonna do if you see somebody like that in your sleep? You know, what are you gonna do?
Like, just imagine you're seeing someone dreaming, and they're reacting, and Nancy's, it's the reacting how Nancy's reacting. It'd be fucking terrifying.
Yeah, I'd be like, holy shit at this point. And then how do you explain that? The scratch on the arm, how do you explain it? And then how do you explain that?
And again, goes to show that, okay, it can be brought up from the real world. Again, they bring in the hat.
And you want to hear something scary, dude? I got a hat just like that. $14.28.
This is a great scene with Nancy and her mom.
Yeah, well, she's actually confronting him because she knows something's up.
Fred Krueger, Mom! Fred Krueger!
Yeah. She's hiding the booze and everything.
Oh, shit. Oh, she's dreaming of Freddy. Oh, let me get this booze. God damn it. Open!
Open this fucking bar. I need a fucking drink this.
Yes, all drunk people sound like Vince McMahon. Yes.
This is true, folks. Yeah, I'm fucking shit-faced right here. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, my daughter might get killed in her dreams. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, well, it's her own damn fault. If she gets killed in her dreams, well, fuck it. He's doing me a fucking favor. I don't fuck. Give me that fucking rum.
But you can see Nancy just visibly, you could see her. She's going crazy at this point.
She's losing her mind, man, and I don't blame her. I mean, I'd be the same way too if I was going through all this.
And I love how his name is Fred. It's not Freddy. It's just Fred. To me, Fred Krueger sounds more creepy.
I actually agree with that.
Like Freddy, like Freddy sounds like, again, like the kid that you know from down the street. Like, hey, what's up, Freddy? But Fred, it's like,
When did they start? I know Freddy Krueger said "come to Freddy" in this film, but when did they actually start calling him Freddy? The characters, was it in this film or later on?
I want to say. I think they call him Freddy. I think she calls him Freddy. By the end of this film, but.
Oh, okay.
It's a really good, like I said, this is a really good scene with Nancy and her mom.
Yep. Well, lady, you're gonna have to get another bottle of brews.
Screw sleep!
You smashed my booze! That's a nice bridge shot right there.
And notice, Paul, how this movie just seems kind of like dream-like. It seems like this dream-like hue around the movie.
I definitely did notice that vibe in this movie. Later on, when I watched it a lot more times, I definitely noticed it. But the first time I didn't. But I definitely do see that vibe. It's almost like a dream-esque type deal going on here.
Man, I just wish Johnny Depp just. I like Johnny Depp as an actor, but man, I just wish that he stayed away from the Tim Burton roles, man.
Yeah, I
He's
mean,
good in them, but I just like Johnny. You're kind of the movie he did when he played a mob boss. I forgot what the movie is, but
I'll look it up. I'll look it up.
where he played a mob boss, and I was like, yeah, just these type of roles you should be doing, John. Like when I see him doing the Tim Burton roles, it's like John, you're better than this, man, and you know it.
Black Mass. That was the name of the
Black
film.
Mass, yes. Like if he did more roles like that, it's just like, bro, he'd be even more revered now.
But I think the reason why he kept working with Tim Burton is because, they have a pretty good relationship, both professional and personal. And, a lot of the films that he's worked with him on have gone on to become like cult classics. Like, films like Edward Scissorhands.
Edward Scissorhands. I get it.
And films like Ed Wood. That's a Tim Burton movie, but that's actually one of my favorite movie biopics, by the way. That one about Ed Wood. I thought it was a good film.
I'd rather watch Johnny Depp in movies like Donnie Brasco and Blow and all that stuff. That's the Johnny Depp that I prefer.
Yeah, same here. And I will say, and this is going to sound crazy, but I actually thought he was pretty good in some of those pirate movies.
Positive, yeah. Those are fun.
Yeah, and of course, there was that Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland, which, spoiler alert, guys, yours truly was an extra in that film.
Cool.
Yeah, it's like the first, the first 10 minutes of the movie, there's like a garden party scene outside that house. And if you look at one of the party guests in the background, like a blurred character with his hands folded, standing in the grass area, that was me.
Oh, fuck this dude. Oh man, yo, my mom put bars on, bro.
Oh, dude, I can tell you right now, if this was me and my mom in a situation like this, I guarantee you there'd be a pretty fucking fierce argument right now, because we've had times where we've argued about stuff before. We've butted head a few times, so I can imagine this situation if it was me and Lou in this. We'd be like, I'll be like, what the fuck, Lou? What are you trying to do? Hide this for? Like, really?
No, like you treat me like I'm the crazy one.
Yeah, and yet you're the one that killed this dude. Like, what?
And it makes sense why she would still have the gloves and stuff, because she was married to the chief of police at the time.
Yeah, you got to hide the evidence because you don't want that shit blowing back on you.
Pretty can't get you, baby, because mommy killed him. For some reason, that line makes me laugh.
Yeah. So at this point, you kind of think to yourself, well, who's the monster here? Because in hindsight, whether these parents realize, I mean, okay, what Freddy did before he was killed there's nothing to defend there at all. But what they did, killing him, they essentially created a monster. As if he wasn't monstrous before, they made him even more monstrous.
Like I said too, like they call him a child murderer, but Wes Craven kind of wanted to take it a little further, but it would have been a big controversy. But there's just little subtle things that Freddy would do, like after he does, the come to Freddy, he does thing with his tongue towards Nancy and all that stuff. Like he'll do little subtle things. They'll plant that thought in your head. Like, was the guy doing other things to kids?
Yeah. And if you think about it, as much as we shit on the remake, they really did dive into Freddy's past in that scene.
They did. But fuck that movie.
Yeah. As shit as that movie was, the one thing I will give it credit for is that they actually did kind of explore that origin. And again, like I said, nothing against the guy that played Freddy. I thought he was an ideal pick. He just didn't have a whole lot to do. That was my major issue with the movie.
I'm at the scene when she's talking to Talking to Glenn.
Yeah.
Me? Why would anyone want to kill me? You arrogant prick.
Yeah, it's like, how did I get involved in it? Whoa, you're involved in it now. Shut up and deal with it.
Yo, look at this shit that Johnny Depp's wearing in this scene. How much would I bet that he's like, why am I wearing this shit?
Yeah, like, really?
He probably hated wearing some of the shit, too, because it's not him.
I definitely wouldn't. I mean, like, when I'm doing acting, right? I mean, if you've seen the way I dress with my photos and everything.
But it's his first role, though.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do in it, so. I mean,
me? Me? Why would anyone want to kill me?
Well, because you just happen to be in his hindsight. That's why we're in crosshairs. He's like, how did I get involved in this shit?
And whatever you do, don't fall asleep. And
what does he do?
Well, to be fair, like he believes Nancy, but he doesn't, and that's another thing. Kind of make you feel sorry for Nancy. Like, she's trying to convince people, but everyone's thinking that she's fucking crazy.
I mean, it is a little hard to believe, that this is actually going down if you were in that situation. She's taking fucking pills to keep her awake and everything right now. Yes, I remember back in the 80s, we had small TVs like that. And yes, I used to have the TV by my bed like that back in the day. So I'm holding my hand up for that one.
Fucking Nancy eating these sleeping pills like they're Skittles.
Yeah, she was down on them like they were fucking breath mints.
Let's think how long she's been awake at this point. I would say maybe at least 4 or 5 days at this point.
Almost a week, I'm guessing.
Damn.
Eventually, when you've been awake that long, your body is going to start fucking seeing shit that ain't really there, even when you're awake. And then, of course,
yeah, you start hallucinating. Yeah, and that's when, and that's why I like that Freddy fucks with her even when she's not asleep.
Yeah, and don't forget, your rational thinking goes out the window. And then your mind just starts to crack at that point. And then eventually, if you don't get sleep, it's like sleep deprivation. Your body starts fucking shutting down because it can't take it no more.
Hey, listen, man. Hey, look. Hey, listen. Look, I don't mind an older woman, man. Hey, if Nancy's mom threw it my way, shit.
Yeah. Remember what I said earlier about that dude that was hiding his coffee cup under the bed? Well, there's your reference.
Glenn, don't fall asleep.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep. That sounded a bit fucked up for me, but there you go.
The closest we'll ever get to see Atlanta Cabinet.
Mm.
Now I'm. But go ahead.
Yeah. He's like literally staring her down like, this crazy bitch. What the hell is she doing living here? Oh yeah, go on. You were saying?
I was like, blaming Nancy. Like, I don't. It's hard to believe, but how can you explain? Like,
it is hard to explain. I mean, can you imagine being in this age and being in this situation? You're trying to explain to your parents, "Hey, look, I got someone trying to kill me in my sleep."
Nah, she's still bleeding through her wounds.
Yeah, those wounds are still fresh, and she's she's down in those fucking bottles like Davy Crockett right now.
Oh shit! Oh, my daughter. Oh, she's hiding the booze everywhere, but these are straight up alcoholic.
Yep.
Just a minute. It's her. She wants to talk.
Shit.
Uh-oh.
What's this about, Nancy? Just a minute. She says it's private. Very private. Very important.
Let's sleep. I can talk to him tomorrow.
Oh shit!
Well, you just fucked up right there, buddy.
Yeah, you just fucked up. Yeah. Oh my. Oh.
Congratulations. You just killed your son.
Asleep.
You're getting late for that now, Nancy.
I love this. I love this. I love this scene here. She grabs the phone. You hear the knives scraping. Like I said, he's fucking with her even when she's awake.
Yeah, she's having micro naps. She's dreaming, but she doesn't know it even when she's awake.
I love this. She wraps the phone, puts it away, and it rings. And that noise it makes when it rings when it zooms in on the phone. Such good shit.
Fucker's still ringing.
Good shit. Good shit.
You want to answer that phone if it's ringing off the hook? Ew.
Fuck! Oh God!
Fucking hell, man, that was disgusting.
Yeah, but now just hit that. Oh, yeah, he's about to get the Glen.
Yep. Oh, you're too late.
And you know, it's funny. If you watch the trailer, you could hear Robert Englund using his actual voice, "I'm your boyfriend now," but in post-production, they altered his voice.
Yeah, I remember seeing that trailer back in the day, too. Well, here comes a very legendary death in this
Another
movie.
iconic death.
Remember what I said, folks? If you didn't press play, well... Oh, fuck that.
And it's so subtle. It's so subtle.
Well, Johnny Depp, thanks for coming.
Woo, shit. No, this scene freaked me out. This scene freaked me out here.
Oh, dude, I remember when I fucking saw this. I was just like, damn, dude, that's a lot of fucking blood. I didn't know we had that much in us.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
It's so simple how they did it, because you know the camera's upside down, but it's so simple how this scene just came out.
And I love the line that they say when John Sachs asks the guy, "What does the coroner say?" "I don't know. He's too busy puking in the John."
I'm not surprised after what he just saw.
But think about that, Paul. A coroner who's been doing this for probably God knows how long sees fucked up shit happen to bodies all the time, and it's this that makes him puke.
I know, right?
And it makes you, and it's the theater of the mind. Your mind goes, I mean, we saw what happened to him, but it just makes you go like, what the fuck was so bad that it made the coroner puke? Like, what happened? How bad was it? Like it's a theater of the mind, like that. That's what makes shit like that effective.
Exactly. I mean, it's leaking through the fucking ceiling now. I mean, this is not good. But yeah, like you said, the whole, you think you've seen it all, and then you see that, and then you're just like, okay, man, I can't take anymore. So I'm guessing for that coroner, seeing a shitload of blood all over the ceiling, I think that was his breaking point right there. Like you said, the whole theater of the mind thing, it does fuck with you like that.
I haven't been upstairs yet.
How did you know he's dead, right?
Yeah, apparently he's dead.
Listen, Daddy, I've got a proposition.
Here's a question though. I wonder what the body looked like in that bed sheet.
Very careful.
If
Well, there is a scene, an alternate scene that came out where we actually see Johnny Depp's body, come from under the hole and falls on the bed. But I'm glad they cut that out because it's nowhere near as effective.
I don't know why I would have liked to have seen that, but I see your point there, dude.
It's on YouTube, so.
Oh, I'll definitely check it out.
Exactly 20 minutes.
Yeah, sure.
It'll be exactly midnight.
Damn.
12:30 at night. I'm usually asleep at that point.
Honey, look, honey, you just do that. Get yourself some sleep. That's what I've been telling you all along.
So be here to catch him?
Lieutenant, they're waiting for you. Yeah.
And you can see John Saxon, he's starting to, still in denial, but he's starting to come around.
Yeah, he's starting to realize, hey, man, something's going on. And he gets his moment of realization later on. Too far gone. If only you saw what she was seeing. Well,
And
Home Alone before Home Alone was famous.
the music's so good.
Yeah. Can't beat the guitar work on there sometimes.
And people want to complain that how she set all this up in 20 minutes. I'm like, well, dumbass, if you read the scene when they're on the bridge with her Glenn, she bought the book. Like she's been reading this for some time.
Oh yeah, that's right. She's been reading books on this. Because I was about to say, how does she know how to do most of this already? But
she bought the booby trap book.
Yeah. Like I said, this was 6 years before Home Alone, guys.
Oblivion says my favorite horror movie ever. Oh yeah, for a lot of people, this was their first horror movie that they've ever seen. Oblivion says Freddy versus Michael. I'm not going to argue with you on that because honestly, Freddy does have a case being the number one horror icon.
It is very debatable. We could have that debate all night long and probably still come up with a tie on that.
Because Michael and Jason, they don't talk. Robert Englund, talks. He's very charismatic in the role. And he has that advantage to him that he does speak.
I will say, when it comes to horror villains talking shit at their victims, you'd have to put Chucky in there.
Yeah,
because those two, Freddy and Chucky, are just natural shit talkers when it comes to going after their victims.
Somebody just DM'd me, texted me saying, "Don't forget, Freddy called himself Freddy again when he puts Tina's face on. It says, Nancy, save me from Freddy."
Yeah, that's right, he did. Yeah, good call, man.
Yeah. So even then, you saw that Freddy he could be a wisecracker, but even then, he still come off as very sick and sadistic, and like he put on Tina's face,
Yeah, can't get any more sadistic than that.
Hey, Kruger. Stay near court.
Well, she ain't fucking around now. She wants to kick this guy's ass.
This movie, like watching this movie again, it's like, yo, this movie is still very effective. Like, there's still some moments in the movie where it's still legit creepy.
Yep. Well, I said it before, man. I'll say it one more time. They don't make them like this anymore. I mean, like I said, these movies back then, they were at the time the first of its kind, and no one ever saw shit like this before. And that's why these movies ended up being so unique. I mean, guys, there's a reason why this film last year got entered into the fucking National Film Registry, because this dude transcended to become a major icon, a major icon, a meat that's been used in virtually everything, including The Simpsons, for crying out loud.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, the moment you say to somebody Freddy Krueger, most people will know exactly who the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because it's funny, because you remember back in the day, critics used to shit the fuck all over these horror movies, like Roger Ebert being one example. But then many years later, these films go on to become, like massive cult classics that people still talk about today. I mean, think about this. Which films do people talk about more today? Downton Abbey or Nightmare on Elm Street?
True.
I mean, you look at some of those films where critics give high scores to, and nobody fucking talks about them very much. And then you get films like this, or Friday the 13th, or The Thing, or Scream, and critics will shit the fuck all over them. And yet, these are the films that still maintains its fan base. These are the films that people still talk about to this very day. So that kind of tells you where it's at with people these days.
Yeah, but nowadays, if you're not a superhero movie, no one gives a fuck.
Well, yeah, there's that too. I mean, I've got a nice array of Marvel movies. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like watching Marvel movies too, but
it's too much. It's too much for me.
Yeah, I know. I get where you're coming from, James. I get where you're coming from on that, and it is oversaturation. But I still like to watch them whenever I get the chance. But every now and again, I have to keep coming back to watching these, because this is where the fun's at. And I've got to get my horror fix, whether it's old or new. There are some good ones out there. It's going to be hard to find, But films like these, they're not going anywhere anytime soon. People are going to be talking about these for many more years. I guarantee you 10, 15 years, maybe 20 years from now, we'll probably still be here talking about this film.
I love the fact that Heather Langenkamp was like 21, but like she looked like that she's aged about like 10, 12 years.
Yep, that's true. I mean, she's like 58, 57 now. So go back 38 years. She was... Damn, she only just turned 20 doing this one.
That sounds right. And again, like these nightmares feel real. Like they feel organic. They feel grounded in reality.
Yeah, they are legit fucking scary. And this must be where Freddy was hanging out, because I mean, this is where the stuff is.
And did you already see the part when she sees Glenn's headphones?
Yep.
Love that.
So he's collecting trophies, which is what most sick killers do.
The music's so good.
I know, it's so good, man, how they did this. Like you said earlier, the music score on this easily rivals Halloween.
It does rival. Yeah, she got to grab a hold of them somehow.
There's those damn headphones. Lady, you better be ready to fight when he comes around. Careful what you wish for. And now Act 3 officially begins.
So good. So good. And again, Flair's still in darkness. You see him, but he's in silhouette. You still don't get a good look at him.
Very smart with how they did the lighting on them. Very smart. I never knew those watches back then could talk. Oh. Did she succeed in pulling them through? That's the one question I guess a lot of people were asking during this part. Did she pull it off?
Here it comes.
Are you? Where's your answer? Ooh, how's your head?
And again, Freddy's still in darkness.
Exactly. Well, you know this is gonna hurt.
And now Freddy's in the real world. Now Nancy has a chance now.
Yeah.
That now Freddy's vulnerable now.
Yeah, because now he don't have any of the powers he had before.
He doesn't have his powers.
Yeah.
That's why MG would piss me off. Like, you can't defeat Freddy. Yes, you can. Just bring him in the fucking real world, you fucking ugh.
Yep. This is the only way you can stop Freddy sometimes. You got to bring him in.
I love this.
Ooh.
Freddy proceeds to get his ass kicked. It is so satisfying to see Freddy get his ass. After all the shit he's put Nancy through, it's so satisfying to see him get his ass kicked. Like now he's the one that's being hunted. He's the one that's being hunted now.
Yeah, he's finally getting what he deserves. Like that.
He talks shit like, I'm gonna split you in two, and then that happens, right? It's so good. I'll kill you slow.
Yep. And you can tell he was definitely not happy about what's about to happen to him next, because he already had this happen to him once.
See, like see now Nancy, like she's being the Freddy role on him.
Yeah. And he's still chasing him, man, even though he's lit.
Yeah, like I said, people were complaining, why does Freddy's voice get deeper? Like, cause he's gotten stronger now.
Exactly. We've kind of gone over that a few times on here. Yeah, it sucks being lit up again, doesn't it?
So satisfying. This is such a satisfying ending to Freddy.
Oh yeah.
And this is what the wrestling world is called. It's called a comeback.
That's right.
And we went past it, but I love that. Get my dad, you asshole!
That was a good comedy moment.
And then we're about to get to it, but I love when she takes when because I think that's kind of like the message of the movie. Like, if you understand, if you're in a
does that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he's after us still. Shit. Cheers, y'all.
This is very. This is
creepy coming up.
This is very creepy. Yeah, for sure. Very, very MTV here as well.
Yeah, this is when MTV was actually putting out some really good music videos from the bands I listened to. It's before they went fucking pop and everything.
But I love how because we're about to get to it here where when she realizes that this is a dream, she takes Freddy's power away by acknowledging you're just a dream, you're not even real. And I've had dreams like that when you realize you're in a dream and then you can just do whatever the hell you want in a dream. And I love when Freddy goes, what?
Yeah.
I love he goes, what?
And she just literally turns around and says, "You ain't fucking shit."
And that makes him powerless. Like when you don't fear him, it makes him powerless.
Yep. It's the same kind of ball game that happened with Pennywise as well. It's like he fed on fear until they were not afraid of him anymore. It's the same thing with this.
Yeah. Same thing, and it's kind of what they're doing with Michael Myers now in these current films. That he feeds on fear.
I'm curious to know how this one's gonna end, man. Oh, I love this shot. Look at that. And I'll tell you what, after being burned again, he is well beyond medium fucking rare.
But look at Freddy here, Paul. Still in darkness, like still silhouetted.
Yeah.
Like you've never had a good look of Freddy throughout this whole film.
Not once.
This is just a dream. You're not alive. This whole thing is just a dream.
Great performance here by Nancy.
Agreed. Here comes that bit. He's like, what?
He's like, what?
He's in disbelief right now.
He's in shock.
Yeah. Your shit, ouch.
My God, I'm gonna pull out his whole card there. Now, Paul, how do you feel about this ending?
I think it was a nice little shocker at the end, but you just can't ignore the fact, though, about what gets put through that fucking door.
No, but do you know the story about the ending? This was not the ending, Robert. This was not the ending Wes Craven wanted. He did not want this ending.
What was the ending he wanted?
He basically just wanted the ending of Nancy, reuniting with her friends. It'll be like a happy ending, like that, because it goes to show that it's all a dream. Like it's just a dream. Like you can defeat your dreams. But it was Robert Shea. It was Robert Shea. That they were going back and forth about this ending, and Robert Shea, who basically did Wes Craven a solid here, he wanted this ending, and Wes Craven was not a big fan of it, but he was like, all right, cool, fuck it.
I know why Shane went for this ending, because
I know why, but I totally understand Wes's point.
Yeah. If they went with Wes's ending, we wouldn't have the franchise we have today.
No, I would have well.
Here comes the blow up doll, by the way. Still a good effective ending, though.
And it begins with the girls and it ends with the girls.
Yeah. Full circle right there.
Such a great movie. Great fucking movie. Great movie.
Good film right there.
Oh, damn near perfect.
And like I said, it's in that Film Congress thing for a reason.
Now, Paul, what my ending would, this is how I would have ended the film personally.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so you have this ending. You do exactly what you did. Nancy gets in the cars with her friends. No, not even that. Let's say Nancy comes out the house, acknowledges her mom and all that stuff, and she's just walking down the street, and then she walks past those girls and they sing the song. Kind of creating that little bit of doubt. You know what I mean? Kind of creating that, is it really over? You know what I mean? Wait, the girls are still, and she doesn't even acknowledge the girls. She just walks past them, and and you end it just like how you end it there with them singing the song, just creating that little hint of doubt. Like, wait, is it really over, or is there more to it? And if this was the only movie in the franchise, kind of like I said with Halloween, imagine how much more revered it would be.
Oh, dude, you would have had a lot more people talking about it. And then if they
and
did,
also, I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm sorry to cut you off. But hell, even with that ending there, like, get rid of the whole Freddy's taking over the car and all that stuff. Have them just drive down the street and then just drive past the girls. And they sing the song and it fades out with them singing the song. Again, just creating that little hint of doubt. You know what I'm saying? Like that little hint of, wait, is it really over or is it not? Have people talk about it for years to come.
Yeah, they should have done that. I mean, if they did that with Halloween, left the ending ambiguous like that, and if they did the same thing like you just pointed out with Nightmare on Elm Street, that would have got people talking about it a lot more. And then I kind of touched on this issue a while back when it comes to Halloween. I'm going to put it out there. Remember that time when we said, you know what, if they just did one Halloween film and then do what they did now many years later without doing all those other sequels, imagine the fucking anticipation level that would have been for that.
Agreed. But I it's a fine ending. I get why they went with Robert Shea's ending. I get it. It's just to leave that door open for sequels.
Yeah.
But I'm a big fan of theater of the mind, you know, and letting your mind, you know, do the ending for you. And if they just left it ambiguous, open ended, you know, with the girl still around, you're kind of like what they did with part 3.
Yeah.
You know, with the little light turning on in the little house. Like that.
They should have done that. They should have done something similar along those lines. Then it would have been more effective. You know what I mean? If they just did what you just mentioned earlier, not have the bit with the car heard, just have them drive off, have the kids singing that Freddy song. I promise you that would have been much more creepier and
creepy. Yeah.
Open-ended.
Because
but this is how people are, you know, clash of ideas, and then whoever gets the more political stroke gets to win the vote, I guess.
I guess. And by the way, and again, Wes, rest in peace to you, but when you said it, Scream, how 1 was good, the rest of them sucked. I'm like, bro, you worked on 3, so you're calling your own. Okay. But
it is what it is.
But yeah, this I actually haven't seen this movie in a very, very long time, and I forgot how fucking great this is.
This was my first time watching this movie in almost 10 years.
Really?
Yep.
Oh yeah, man! It's really good story, likable characters. You know, like we didn't get a lot of time with Tina and Rod and Glenn, but you got enough where you care about them.
Exactly.
Heather Langenkamp was great as name. Like I said, probably one of the more underrated Final Girls. Like it's a damn shame. Like, I mean, Laurie's Laurie, you know, Sidney Prescott and all of them, but no one seems to talk about Nancy, which is unfortunate.
She definitely deserves her seat at the table when it comes to Final Girls.
She does deserve it. And Robert Englund as Freddy, like I said, this and part 2 are, I would say, his more creepier performance.
What he does in part 2, fucking hell.
Oh yes, part 2, and one of these days we're gonna do a watch along of part 2, and I will say part 2 is very underrated. I think at the time people just weren't ready for it, but people have come around to it now, and I think it's a very, very good movie. And I will say the best makeup look of Freddy in the whole franchise.
I definitely agree with that. I think part 2 for me was probably my favorite run of him as Freddy when it comes to the original two, because he was just, if you thought he wasn't creepy and menacing enough in this one they just cranked it up a few notches, especially with what he does in this one.
Oblivion says, I think people do talk about her. She's top 5. Yeah. But not as much as they talk about, Laurie and the Sydneys, all that stuff.
They talk about those two a lot more than the ones that are not in it very much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. And then plus 2, Helen Camp only did 3 movies in the franchise.
Yeah, she did 3. Neve Campbell's done pretty much every Scream movie, and Jamie Lee Curtis has been in 6 of the soon 7 of the 13 Halloween movies.
Yeah, exactly. So out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, this movie is just great. I thought the dreams, the nightmares felt like real nightmares, and they didn't become over top or cartoony. It felt scary, unnerving, disturbing. How they presented Freddy, was really creepy. Like I say, he's in darkness, he's in the shadows a lot of the time. You never got a good look at Freddy, at all in this film. And even watch this again when I saw it, I'm just like a creepy fucker,
Yeah.
Man, so good. Oh, I love this movie, man.
When he came out, no one saw anybody like this before. He was completely original. Like, when you look at, he came out during the era of slasher movies, but what makes him different compared to Michael Myers and Jason is that he has that supernatural element to him, which the others never had. Jason didn't get that supernatural thing until part 6 when they turned him into a zombie. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
And then Michael became supernatural.
Yeah, when Halloween 4 came around, and I think, if memory serves me correctly, the guy who wrote the screenplay for Halloween 4 went on to do Wrong Turn.
Oh yeah, Dwight H. Little. Yep,
that's him. Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff that people can talk about when it comes to this movie. Nightmare on Elm Street was, again, first of its kind. No one saw shit like this before, and I'll tell you right now, I was only maybe a year old when this film came out in '84. I didn't get to see this for the first time until I was about maybe, I don't know, about 4 or 5. When like I said, I used to creep down in the living room to watch the films during my parents' movies night when they had friends around. So I would always just sneak down and watch them. So I saw my fair share of them at a very, very young age. And this one, once again, like a lot of the other horror characters that we've been talking about, he's one of those characters that just stood out, And once again, there's a reason why I have Freddy tattooed on my arm, right next to Jason. I got the Freddy versus Jason face-off tattoo on my arm. And I got guys like Michael Myers and Leatherface. All these characters that I have tattooed on me, they have had that impact with me. And I'm not the only one I'm not original when it comes to tattoos. I know there's a lot of other people that do the same thing. But that just shows you just how much of an impact these characters have had in culture and in movie history and with fans. They're willing to do that kind of shit for themselves like I did. That says a lot. That's like total fanfare right there. And that's why people just to this day still talk about him. It goes back to what I said earlier. Who do people talk about more? Do they talk about these horror movies that we watch more? Do they talk about that more? Do they talk about those arty-farty type films? Not that there's anything wrong with those arty-farty type films, but it's obvious which films people talk about more and people remember more. It's these ones.
Yeah. Agreed. But yeah, that's our viewing of Nightmare on Elm Street. Really, still a damn good, effective, and very creepy film. Yeah. Oh shit, got to get out of here. All right, Paul. What movie are we gonna do next week?
All right. Well, for the next 2 movies, man, next week we are going to be watching the 1989 horror classic Intruder, which is directed by Scott Spiegel, and it stars Sam Raimi, Ted Raimi, Bruce Campbell has a part in this too. and the effects were done by K&B. This came out during the tail end of the slasher movie era. And then after that, we got a Netflix movie called The Night Comes For Us, and you guys are going to be in for a treat with these two films, that's for sure.
All right, cool. All right. Okay. Shit. All right. Hopefully you guys enjoyed tonight's show. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button as well. And if you enjoyed the show, if you want to donate, you donate to the Cash App at PrimePod313. Next week, Primetime Podcast. Next week will be Intruder. And so we're gonna get out of here, guys. Hopefully everyone has a good weekend, and we'll see y'all later. Peace.
Till next time.